Interlude. Oh, 15-1. Fates. When she awakes, there's no sign of Shiro. She makes her way to the living room, thinking he might be preparing a late lunch, but she finds no sign of either Shiro or lunch. He has gone out alone again. I've told him so many times now to bring me with him whenever he leaves. Why does Shiro not listen to me? Saber sits on the veranda, muttering to herself. Honestly, I know he likes to walk around by himself, but is there any point in our cooperation if he simply keeps doing this? Saber lets her feet dangle over the veranda. Eventually, she grows tired of this, and she looks up pensively. Oh, hey, Black Clover. Oh. Yeah, Paper Sleeves was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. The sky is an ashen gray. A heavy canopy of clouds slowly drifts overhead. She can see breaks in the clouds, cover in the distance. It should clear up by nightfall. If the stars are visible, she'll be able to read her fortune for tomorrow. She still remembers how to read the stars. Her mage mentor taught her long, long ago. Ooh, some like divination. In life, she only looked there to see whether she was taking the right path. But tonight, just this once, she decides to try to predict a certain someone's future. If possible, she hopes for a bright tomorrow. She wants to predict any dangers that might lie ahead, and learn what she needs to guide him in the proper direction. He's so reckless. How can she not worry about him? She won't sleep peacefully unless she can at least read the stars. But the problem is, which stars can be seen from this town? It's still Northern Hemisphere, so it should be roughly the same, right? As she thinks back, she realizes she's not once looked up at the sky before today. Her priority has always been winning the Holy Grail War, not reading fortunes in the stars. She knows this isn't like her. Even so, she still considers trying to read the stars and anxiously waits for night to come. This represents quite a change of heart for her. She chuckles, thinking she's just like the girls in love she's read about in books before, as she looks up at the sky. Oh, Saber, do you know where Shira is? Rin. Saber bolts upright. What is it? I have not surrendered myself to Shiro or anything. Saber gives a hasty excuse, blushing deeply. Oh, was I interrupting something? Rin smiles wickedly. Perhaps it is because they have been living under the same roof, but Rin can read Saber like a book. Shiro too, for that matter. She has good instincts when it comes to other people's affairs, and she can tell there is something between the two of them. And so, she has a pretty clear idea of what happened the night before. Well, I'll leave the teasing for later, but seriously, do you know where Shiro is? It has a fever, so I thought he could help me. Eliasville is not well. I thought her condition was stable. Not really. I didn't tell Shiro, but she's nearly at her limit. She won't go back to normal until the whole Grail War ritual ends. Her capacity may be extraordinary, but she's on the brink of being completely full. There's still some room left, so extra functions are still working right now, but once she's full, she might have no choice but to abandon the most unnecessary function, being human. You see, Eliasville is designed to break down as the Holy Grail War progresses. What? Designed? Huh? Geez, you just have so... The bombshells just keep coming this stream. Rin's words are ominous and even a bit obfuscating. Saber doesn't completely understand what she's talking about. Oh, it's fine. I said it so you wouldn't understand. Let's put the topic of Ilya aside for now. Let's talk about Lancer. I found out who his master is. What, you have learned who Lancer's master is? Yeah, well... I guess I found out. Or maybe it's more like I knew all along. Lancer's master was an outside mage, dispatcher of the Mages Association. I knew that. And I finally found their secret base earlier, but... Lin, you should avoid engaging in such dangerous activities alone. If you found their base, you should have told me. I was going to, but everything about it was weird. I figured there was nobody inside, so I went in, found bloodstains and a severed left arm with no command spells. There's nothing else. The command spells are physically taken, and based on how much blood there was, I don't think anyone could have survived. Lancer's master is long dead. Huh? Does that mean Lancer is gone as well? Perhaps he was defeated by another servant after Shiro was attacked 10 days ago. I can only hope so, but the bloodstain seemed older. Do you understand what that means? That the master, not the servant, was defeated. And whoever it was that took the master's command spells and formed a new contract with Lancer. However, Shiro and I are the only masters left, and yet Lancer is still around. Which means a mage who was not a master became one after stealing command spells. But do you think that's even possible, Saber? No, the transfer of command spells can only be done between masters or servants. No matter how skilled a mage, one is not a master. One who's not a master cannot become one by stealing command spells. I see. Then one more question. Can you still be master if you still have command spells and a servant even after the Holy Grail disappears? Yes. You're correct, Rin. As long as command spells and the servant remain, that mage reigns the right to be a master, even after the Holy Grail War is over. Wait, does that mean... Doesn't my Kurumine maybe is the master of both Lancer and Gilgamesh? That'd be bad. That'd be very bad. Saber falls silent as she realizes what Rin is really asking. Then you believe the person who killed Lancer's master and formed a contract with Lancer is... That's right. I can't think of any other explanation. It explains Lancer's actions. Lancer seemed like he was in snooping on the other servants, right? Usually servants risk exposing their true identity when they fight, but he wasn't even trying to hide his identity. That means his main role was gathering intel. I agree, when I faced him, he made no attempt to fight until the end. He was a noble phantasm. A servant would typically do all in their power to defeat an opponent after exposing their own identity. Exactly. That means Lancer's master must have already had another servant. Master sends Lancer to find out the identities of their enemies, then sends out this other identified servant to fight them. That'd be the best strategy. Well, I'm sure that wasn't Lancer's idea of a good time. He's been forced to fight all 6 servants and figure out their fighting techniques, and then just retreat to his master? But he managed to hold his own against all 6. In that sense, he's outrageous. Rin closes her mouth, lost in thought. As if following Rin, Saber suddenly feels a chill down her spine. Lance's master's already been killed. This unidentified master uses a heroic spirit as strong as Lancer solely for espionage. And just as that master seems to have expected, the only remaining servants are Lancer and Saber. If they face such a powerful enemy, then letting Shiro out on his own is dangerous even during the day. There were multiple enemies before, but now there are not many more enemies to defeat. If Shiro is the only one left to defeat, the enemy might not follow their earlier strategy. And do you have any idea where Shiro may have gone? Now that she's had the thought, she can't stop worrying. Shiro cannot be left alone. Even now, her master may be in grave danger. I don't know. I asked you because I didn't know. Possibly went to Girai's place? He actually went there to discuss something the other day. To that church? Huh? Look, do you have some kind of problem with the church? No, it's not that, but the church is nothing but holy. Stagnant death and stagnant air linger in that place on par with the Ryudu Temple. The moment she thinks Shiro might be in a place like that, alone. An image of somewhere other than the Amiya house flashes through her mind. She stares into the distance, towards Kotamine's church on top of the hill. There's no time to delay. Saber leaps out into the yard and jumps onto the wall. Hey, Saber, what are you doing? I'm heading to the church. Leave the rest to you, Rin. Without looking back at Rin, Saber jumps off the wall. She moves with all the speed of a bullet fired from a gun. She neither slows nor stops on her way to her destination. If anyone caught sight of her, she would look like nothing more than a gust of wind. A streak of silver and blue. The instant she reaches the top of the hill and catches sight of the enemy's territory, Saber armors herself. And arms herself without a second thought. She decided to put on her armor once inside the church. But she couldn't help herself. The instant the church comes into view, her fury overtakes her, and she's armed and armored without even truly thinking about it. Her chest burns. This nausea she's been feeling isn't her own. The chill running down her spine is coming from her master. The hopeless scent of death reaches her nostrils. Why is this happening? She's unsure. Why this is happening, she's unsure. What does she know? What she does? Sheesh. What she does know is that Shiro Amiya is on the verge of death. There's no time to waste. He is gravely injured and could die at any second. The pain and cold have morphed into an unbearable nausea that grips her whole body. And that is less than 1,000th of the pain Shiro feels. He's not going to make it. Even if she moves with godlike speed, he won't survive. Every second brings him closer to death, and she may arrive just in time to watch her master die. As soon as she imagines that scene, she feels all sense and reason flee her. All she can do is run to her master as fast as she can. If godlike speed will not bring her to him in time, then she must simply break even the laws of God. She struggles to control her anger as she glares at the church. Oh, the tightly shut church doors offer no obstacle to her, simply blown wide open with the force of her approach. Rows of pews fail to even slow her down. She smashes through the chapel, passes through the courtyard, and rushes down the stairs leading to the basement. Behind her, the church is left in ruins. Saber's not usually so violent. For all she knows, she opened the door calmly. She may not even remember expending so much magical energy in her run through town. She simply could not control herself. So fast and out of control is she that she practically rolls down the stairs. Death closes in on all sides. When she finally sees what horrors the basement holds, her fury overwhelms her. Fury directed at herself, and at the enemy responsible for this. You're sorry, but this is it for you, Saber. She doesn't even hear Lance's voice as he bars her path. All hope of control or restraint is gone. However much she might try, she can no longer control her strength. Her lord is somewhere in the darkness. In the back room. He's lying there face down at the center of a room, peopled by living corpses. A pool of blood spreads out beneath him, and the sounds of his frantic breathing echo all the way to the sanctuary. He's alive. Relieved though she is, she shudders to think how long she left him alone. Shiro! Saber enters the back room, but a guard blocks her way. Holding his long spear behind him, the blue spearman meets Saber's gaze fearlessly. Yo, I said this is it for you, Saber. She doesn't hear him, so she doesn't stop. Hey, got some nerve ignoring me! His ability to insult Saber while parrying her attacks is frankly impressive. Lancer manages to block Saber's surprise attack with his spear, but he can do nothing about the sheer strength behind it, and retreats back to the nearby wall. There's nothing in Saber's way now. She doesn't have time to deal with Lancer. Her master's on the verge of death, and she has to save him. Huh, is the kid really that important to you? I mean, it's fine with me, but that means you really can't ignore me. Saber stops as she heads to the back. What do you mean, Lancer? Oh, nothing, I'm just saying that I was the one who stabbed him. Second time I've done it, actually. Thought I killed him last time, but he survived somehow. This time I made sure to get him good. You use gay Bolgon Shiro? Oh, don't you worry, I avoided his heart. Curses, he's still there, though. I'm sure you even know about the curse on my spear. This is the spear of casualty that reverses causality rather. That reverses cause and effect. Anyone afflicted by the curse needs to be real lucky, or they won't be able to change their fates. In simpler terms, a wound from Galeball can't be cured. The cursed one could never recover and will have to bear their wounds until their death. At least as long as the spear exists. At that moment, the air changes. A flicker of intelligence and reason lights in Saber's eyes. Ah, there you go, you get it now. Want to save the kid, right? Then you gotta settle things with May first. Lance's bestial bloodlust drives him forward into Saber's reach. He's deadly serious. I don't know much about Glasgow, personally. But... Are you mad, Lancer? Do you spearmen mean to fight me, a swordsman, in so small a space? I don't believe you would do something so foolish. Leave and I'll let you live. Lay down your spear and be gone from this place. I have no intention to take your head in a battle you certainly did not choose. You're the bigger fool here. What kind of heroic spirit abandons their own partner? In my defense, I was sleeping at the time. It's not my fault that Shiro's a bit headstrong. I didn't stab him so I could make a deal with you. I'm here to fight you, Saber. He's not lying. Lance has no intention of letting either of them leave alive. For him, this is the first and only battle where he can truly go all out. Lance's wish is not for the Holy Grail. His wish is to fight a battle worthy of heroes. Such a simple wish, one any servant should always have granted, has been denied to him. So he has no intention of missing what may be his final chance. Even if the situation happens to be unfavorable. Very well, then I'll cut your spear in half and you along with it. Saber readies her invisible air and faces the Blue Knight. Well said. To be honest, I'm glad you were the last ones left, Saber. Lance's spear pulses with light. Saber confronts him without hesitation. The rematch begins with a desperate blow from both sides. Is that a threat? Ooh, interlude out. Oh. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Sound of my ragged breathing filled my ears. My fever was so hot it'd burn anyone who touched me. It feels like my brain is melting and oozing right out of my skull. Stop, stop, stop. It's like everything has melted away, but every nerve in my body still screams with agony. Help, help, help. My mind's burned out. There's a hole in my heart and a void in my stomach. I want to vomit, but there's nothing left in me. The twisted feeling of nausea only grows stronger for my inability to vomit. All I can do is bite down on the pain. Somehow, in spite of it all, I still cling to consciousness. Pain is an old friend. I know how to endure it. Go back, go back, go back. But the voices don't stop. They fill every corner of the emptiness left in me after the pain has burned everything else out. I know who those voices belong to. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I'm going mad. With each echo, a stabbing pain shoots through my chest. I'm not afraid. I just have no answer. No way to respond. No way to make it right. What about the grill? Eh? Wait. They beg and plead and cry, but there's nothing I can do. I so desperately want to help, but I can't. I can't even ask them to stop. No matter how much they beg, I can't respond. I'm sure I really will go mad if this doesn't stop. Return. They repeat it again and again and again, and I can't do anything about it. All I can do is give them an end. All I can do is fix this paradox of life and death. All I can do is punish the architect of this hell. And I can't reverse all the sadness and death. That's my limits. A champion of justice is someone who can only clean up a mess that's already been made. You'll never be able to save the very people you're hoping to save. Who said that again? I refuse to believe it, but now I'm being confronted with that very truth. I want to get out of here. I can't save them. I can't do anything but take it in. I have nothing to give back. No miracle to grant. I'm not strong enough to defy those words saying that a champion of justice can only go so far. But if I did have a miracle at the ready, would I... Ah, she has arrived. Awaken, CMeeCraft. Your servant awaits. I hear a voice. It's right behind me. But I can't make out what it is saying. My vision is blurry. I can't make out what's in front of me either. There are only the voices crying out for help. There's only a room chocked with the bodies of those who have died. He's good, but no match for Saber. Regardless, I require another servant. I do not care whether it to be Saber or Lancer, but I shall make a selection before that. I can't hear the words, but his voice echoes in my head. It is your turn. Let us begin, CMeeCraft. something pulls my head upward. He grabs me by the back of my head and drags me forward. I can feel who it is now. This man has been consumed by the darkness. His heart is ashen, he's draped in shadow. This corruption creeps into him, and it has tethered itself to him. I don't know what has happened, but I do know. This man, Kire Kotamine, is like me. He suffered a fatal wound, but somehow still remains in the world. As Saber's power lets me regenerate, Kire Kotamine preserves his body with this darkness. That is far enough, Saber. Lower your blade if you wish to save your master. What's going on? Still can't make out what's going on. I can't even lift my own head. You as well, Lancer. We all seek the Holy Grail. It should not devolve into indiscriminate killing. If Saber's here to retrieve this one, I will allow it. He laughs ominously. You expect me to believe the words of the man who killed Lance's master and seems just as ready to kill mine. Do you think me a fool? Who is that? I can't tell, but I like the sound of a tuning bell. The voice helps refocus my mind. You may trust me. I have no wish to fight, though the situation is dire. I will not refuse you your right to seek the Holy Grail. My role has always been overseeing the rightful claim to the Holy Grail. You are both qualified. If you truly desire it, I could give it to you right now. Are you saying the Holy Grail is here? It is. It exists in the ether. In the beginning, it has no form. The completed form is dependent on where it is summoned. When and what form the vessel takes, it can manifest in this church. Of course, the Grail would be incomplete with more than one servant left alive, but it should be sufficient to grant most wishes. If you feel that is inadequate, then continue your battle. Wait, but if you don't want the Grail, what do you want? What's he... Huh? What's he in it for? Or is it he wants the Grail, but like... Because it's like a joint venture, I guess. Sorta. Like, is he saying like, oh, maybe he could like strike a deal to have like a joint victory, him and like Saber or Lancer or something? I will accompany you either way, though this is not entirely as I would like it. What say you, Lancer? No, sounds like a pain in the ass. We can fight it out here. Truly, you are at a disadvantage here. Meanwhile, Saber cannot fight at her fullest while she is consumed by worry for her master. I cannot imagine that would be a satisfying fight. Someone spits. The other man must have given in. Whatever, so I've got a question. What is the Holy Grail, eh? I thought it was supposed to manifest and there's only one servant left. That's a lie then? No, that much is true. Holy Grail will not manifest until only one servant remains. However, the vessel itself is another matter. Its form is prepared. Or pre-prepared, rather. Seems like a liberal use of the prefix pre there. Pre-prepare. Pre-prepared. It is prepared before the preparations have even begun. The energy then flows into it until the Grail is fully summoned. As there are only 2 servants remaining, it should have already acquired a significant portion of its nature as the Holy Grail. Wouldn't you agree, Saber? You are a finalist from the previous war. You must have seen the truth. You know what kind of grail manifests here. Yes, the grail's true form stands ready. It waits patiently, its cup ready to be filled with the blood of the sacrifices. A tragic tale, no. You need not wait any longer. It should be able to grant what you desire now. So there is nothing to be gained from wanton slaughter now. What you claim has at least some sense to it. But if that is all true, what of you? Do you not wish for the Holy Grail? As I said, I can make a selection. I will gladly hand over the Grail to the right person. So, to that end, I want to hear from you, Shiromiya. Huh? Me? I'm moving? Someone grabs my head and jerks me up. It hurts. The wound in my chest rips open. My world goes white with pain. Stop! Oh, relax. I only need his answer. The Holy Grail only responds to those who have a wish. Surely you must be curious as to whether your master actually wants the Grail. I already know that he does not. Shiro has no need of it. My master is nothing like you. They did say that. But dig deeper and you will see that is not so. Dark desires fester in every man. He is no exception. Is he so free from sin that he does not curse that day 10 years ago? Does he not tremble when he thinks of what it means for his future? No, wait. What the hell is he talking about? The fire 10 years ago has nothing to do with this. This is meaningless. There's nothing here. Now, I will open your wound. May God hear your confession, Shiromiya. My body buckles. Pain shoots down my spine like lightning in its wake. I feel my mind separating from my body. My vision goes red. Stop! 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 Stop, stop, stop. Stop, 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 stop! There's nothing here! Remembering this saves no one! Everyone died. All of them. I was the only one left, lost amidst the flames. Ashen corpses beneath smoldering rubble, crying out from every direction. There's no way I was responsible for this. Like, come on, come on. Right? It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I alone continued on. I needed help, I needed someone to save me. I kept on, never once looking down. I see. Stop. The entire time. There were others calling out for help the moment they saw someone still moving. Stop. Help, 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 help. I knew. Of course I knew. And I pushed through anyway. I turned my back on those voices. I turned my back on the sounds of all those trying so frantically to escape. I turned my back on those pleading not to die. I turned my back on mothers begging me to take their children. I turned my back on the dying gaze of those too weak to ask for help. I kept pushing forward alone, desperate for someone to save me. Wait, wait, wait. I couldn't stand seeing their bodies. I couldn't stand seeing people suffer and die. I'm sure I couldn't save them. I was sure they'd die no matter what I did. So I kept pushing on. Stop. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back. That's why I never stopped. I thought I had to live, even if just for another second. If people died without being able to do anything, so long as I could make it, I thought I had to live. Stop. But I was destroyed in the process. I held back tears and pushed on. I saw it escape. And each step was harder than the last as I ignored every plea for help. It would have been easier. It would have been easier to go on if I asked for forgiveness. So I never did. Maybe it was the only way I could own up to the truth. That I was actually helpless to do anything. Stop. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Just as I wished, I alone was saved. The only other children at the hospital were those that had been in areas near the fire. I didn't need to know, but the man in the white coat told me anyway. In the depths of those flames, I alone survived. Please stop. I bore witness to so much death and pain. I bore witness to endless sorrow. So many died that had to hold mass. They had to hold mass funerals. I bore witness to so much grief, to so many different sentiments for the dead. I thought, just ended already. Hey. I thought I had to remember all of it. I had to. So many wanted to help, and not one of them got their wish. And since my wish was granted, it followed that I should take on the weight of their deaths. No, I had to. I couldn't go on if I didn't. No more. Return. That's why I desperately tried to follow in Kiritsugu's steps. For those I couldn't save, for all I couldn't do. To a hero who could be a savior. Everything I once was fell away when I ignored those cries for help. I kept moving forward, void of all reason. No more. Please. And so, those I could not save passed on one last lesson. Go on. What was lost in all of that? All I thought about was going forward on behalf of the dead. I took all the memories I had before that and locked them away, never to think of them again. The kindness of neighbors, being with my parents, the old all that up so I'd never think about it again. As if I were already dead. Don't open it up. I was no longer in pain. Kiritsugu and me adopted me, and I was finally happy. And that's why. So, you never thought just how wrong it was. And he's trying to afflict you with survivor's guilt, man! I'm telling you, don't open it! Agony and pain. Pure agony rips through my chest and drags me back to reality. The nausea simply doesn't end. My arms and legs are numb. My head burns. I can't breathe. Return. Their voices continue echoing in my head. I vomit blood. Is that because I'm on the brink of death? Or because my psyche can't endure the voice any longer? My chest hurts. My heart hurts. It hurts so much. But I can't contain it. The wound deep inside me is the source of the pain. It will continue to hurt as long as I have those memories. It will swell up and never heal. Like in this route or just in general? I feel like we've already heard about the fire a fair bit, honestly. I'm seeing things. For a moment I think I see her. But no, she shouldn't be here. Bite down on the pain. Begging for death is no longer an option. Even if she's just some dying dream, I can't let her see me like this. She has to think I'm okay. Your wound is deep. It will continue to torment you so long as it remains. Do not end your life still bearing it. I can make out the priest's voice. It doesn't sound like him. It's too warm, too compassionate. You said you do not need the Holy Grail. Was that true? If you could undo what happened 10 years ago, would you not seek that power? With it you can save all that was lost on that day. Eliminate that calamity. No longer be bound to Kiritsugu Emiya. Be what you were originally meant to be. Do you not want that? Is that not your salvation? Undo what happened 10 years ago? Remake the person I am now who survived the cost of everyone else that day? No, even beyond that, if I could make everything as if it never happened, no one would be hurt. Why would I? I shake my head. Fevered as I am, and completely unable to think, I still reject the idea and the image it raises. I curse this very weakness. Because there... It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. The voices echo in my head. My fingers desperately claw at the wet floor. Help me. Every single one of them cries out that they want to go back. And I wanted that too. Even if my life was nowhere near as horrific as theirs. After Kiritsugu adopted me, I still returned to the empty field many times. I still returned, though there was nothing there. I opened a front door that no longer existed. I walked halls that had burned to ash years before, and I smiled at my departed mother. I wanted to go back to before it all disappeared, and wait for dawn to come and wake me from this nightmare. No such miracle happened. Instead, I was left with this painful reality. But if I could live in a world where that never happened, where nobody was hurt, surely I... Now answer. If you so wish, I will grant you the Grail. The priest with the miraculous chalice makes his offer. Return, return, return. These voices will go away if I wish for it. Orphan children, if they had taken even a slight different turn, I would be here with them. I shouldn't even need to think about it. I shouldn't need to, so why? No. I can't wish for that. Kind of surprised it wasn't an actual choice. I face the corpses. As I refuse, I grit my teeth. My response is to deny them. Whatever the Holy Grail is, I'm not going to wish the dead return or to change the past. You can't change the past. The dead won't come back. What's done is done. I can't wish for that. Tears sting my cheeks. I scream to the world that a miracle is impossible, and every time my own conclusion makes me cry. Why is the miracle of wanting ordinary happiness too much to ask for? But the Holy Grail would make it possible. Everything will be as you make it. So he claims. But I can't agree. Even if I could change the past, I shouldn't. I can't. If I do, everything becomes a lie. Every tear. All that agony. The memory of what was. Even that cold reality, wretched as it is in my heart. Everyone who died screaming in agony. Everyone who risked their lives to help another. Everyone who mourned the fallen. If I were to just make it as though none of that happened, where would all of that go? What would I be doing to them? The dead wouldn't return. Reality can't be overturned. To continue onward, bearing the weight of all that pain, isn't the very mark that proves something was there once? Everyone dies eventually, and sorrow fills the void they leave behind. But pain, isn't that the only thing left behind? Or is it? But pain isn't the only thing left behind. It's the suffering that makes the goodness shine all the brighter. Those deaths, they shaped me. My memories of Kiritsugu protect me. And those memories from the path that eventually intertwines with others. Even though all of that will eventually be forgotten. This path isn't wrong. I see. Then I don't need the Holy Grail. I can't stray from this path for all those who were left behind, who laid it. I speak firmly, even from the depths of this torment. Willing myself to hold on to this conscious thought, I force myself to remain upright. And it's then that I realize I can't hear the voices. They're not echoing in my head anymore. I wonder what they thought of my answer. Though, whatever they may have thought, I think it's sad that they seem to accept it without any resentment. That is the answer her master arrived at. Her anger dissolves, washing into a stare at her master, her words dying on her lips. This path, everything about me, I don't believe it's wrong. Despite his maimed body, as he struggles even to breathe, as he sheds the tears of one so horribly grieved. I can't stray from this path for all those who were left behind who laid it. Apologizing to those he must climb over, but unwavering in his chosen path. Her vision wavers. Her breath quivers. She knows his history. Just as he saw visions of her past, so she saw his. She was certain he would agree. No, she thought he had to. She'd meant to say, "It's not your fault," but the words died on her lips. If only he could hear it. She wanted to tell him he should not have to carry that weight. But he denies even that. Yet how tragic the past. One cannot undo it. Her legs nearly give out beneath her. His words are a greater weight than even she can bear. To swear an oath and single-mindedly devote everything to carrying it out. She believed they were similar. conceited. That was her great mistake. They were nothing alike. His resolve was so strong. And she, who could not even believe his words, was weak. You would choose your own selfish wish over salvation. The priest releases the boy. He steps over the youth with a sneer as if he's lost interest. Then what say you, Saber? This boy says he does not need the Holy Grail. I'm quite certain you disagree. Your goal must be to use the Grail to save the world in some capacity. A heroic spirit such as yourself is surely not so self-centered as that child. She feels her sense of reason is being imperiled. The priest says he will give her the Grail. He will give her what she desires. Her wish is granted. That she has no reason to refuse. That is the miracle she's been fighting for. It is the very reason she became a servant. What Shiro said has no bearing on her own concerns. To obtain the Holy Grail, she, Saber, the hero of the sword, I propose an exchange. Saber, kill your master with your own hands. You have taken hold of your desire. I will give you the Holy Grail if you do this. Well then, that changes things a bit. I decided I would do anything for it. What? His words blindside her. She doesn't even know what to think. The priest's words, while easy to understand, are anathema to everything she believes in and stands for. Why hesitate? You could kill him before he even realized what happened. He is clearly beyond saving. Could killing him now not be a mercy? The priest steps aside. Before her stands a door leading to the crypt and to her master. She steps into the damp room, past the priest. She can't help herself. It's as if she's stepped into the depths of hell. He was made to suffer in this place, to witness his own darkness. But he refused the salvation he was offered. She grips her sword. He lays at her feet, breathing raggedly. No, Saber, surely she won't. Surely she won't. After all we've been through, Saber. It would be the end of a long, oh so long journey. The Holy Grail she desires, in exchange for her life. All she must do is swing her sword, but one final time. A master and servant are united only until they obtain the Grail. She could end it right here.